That's Hi everybody. I've been awfully busy this summer, so I have not done a whole lot of workshop projects. I started a new job about a year and a half ago, and I no longer have my summers free because I am not teaching anymore. So I have fewer days during the summer to be able to get my projects done. So I've just had less time to create some videos, and so what I'm going to do today is I'm just going to show you some of the projects I have coming down the pike, and what the plans are for some of my future projects. Another thing I'd like to bring up is that I do have a website that I've started, and right now it's pretty awful, but you can take a look at it. I'll have a link down in the description down below. I do have links to some of the tools I use, and if you click on those and buy anything in there, it gives me a little kickback from Amazon. It's not a lot, but if you're going to buy from Amazon anyway, you know, take a look, see if you like anything in there. But I do have to clean up that website and add some more stuff. One of my favorite carvings I've ever done was from this book here, and it's the Native American face and with a headdress. And so I wanted to tackle another project that was similar to that, but I wanted it to kind of be my own design. And so what I was thinking about what I wanted to do, and I decided I would carve like a Neanderthal's face. So what I did is I got online and I found several images that represent, that are from, some of these are from museums, or kind of like, I don't know, I suppose wax figures or whatever. And so I took those, and then I created my own drawings from them. So front profile and a side profile, and then I wanted to make them a little bigger, so I put them on the printer and I made them bigger. What I'm planning on doing is, these are going to be my first plans that I'll have on my website, and so I need to kind of clean these up a little bit better. But at some point here, I'm going to put these up on my website for plans, and they'll be free, with a chance if you want to make a donation, but I'm going to offer them up for free. And along with plans, I'm also starting to design a course for wood carving. So I'll be probably bringing that out in the next few months. I'm not sure when I'll be finished with that, but it takes a while to develop a pretty good course for wood carving. It's going to be geared towards beginners and some fairly simple projects using just a knife and some palm gouges, but that's another thing I'll be doing kind of in the background as I do all these other projects, so hopefully there'll be enough time in the day. These are the boards I'm going to use. This was one long piece of basswood that I had, and I cut it to the proper size, and I didn't have quite enough in thickness here, so I've got another piece here. It's not the same width, but it should work for me. I can put the image here, and this just comes out a little bit there, and that should be back far enough down in this area that should work just fine. So one of the considerations I had to take into account when I was designing this is the height at which I could cut on my bandsaw. I can cut to about 12 inches here, and so I've got just a little bit less than that on here. So that's going to work just fine. It'll certainly test the capabilities of this bandsaw. So that'll be interesting to see. So I also plan on doing a couple of projects on the Teardrop camper as well. So I bought this tarp here. It's a 12 by 14 foot tarp, and I want to use this to offer some both shade and for when it rains to kind of keep it off of our galley area. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to end up creating some kind of support that I'll be able to put on the camper itself from here, and then run poles across. I'm not sure exactly how I'm going to do that yet. It's either going to be metal or wood. I'm not 100% sure. And then I'm going to have another spot to put these poles up here, and so I've got to plan that out and figure that out. So that's going to be a project coming up. I also might do something in the camper itself to be able to tilt that bed up a little bit when we're camping, so that you know, if it's raining or if we just want to sit and read, it's a little more comfortable on the inside. I like most everything else about the camper, but that is one thing that I would like to change. So that'll be another project coming up. This is a maple burl that I bought from a guy on Craigslist a couple years ago. And this thing is pretty big. It is, I got it at about 28 inches or 27 inches long. It is at its widest about 22 inches from here to here, and then it is about 13 or 14 inches tall, so I can't even do that on my bandsaw. Plus, this thing is extremely heavy. So I've got to mill this up at some point. So that's going to be a challenge for me. If you have any ideas, what I'm thinking about doing is getting a chainsaw and cutting into it here, taking off this piece here, because there's about 3 inches here that is mostly just from the main trunk of the tree, and then the burl gets into it more. If I cut it here, there'll be a little bit of this burl on the side here, but yeah, if you have any ideas on how to mill this up properly, I've never done that kind of thing before on a burl, so be happy to hear your suggestions. This log here is elm, and I'd like to split it in half and maybe make a couple bowls out of it. So that would be a nice little project for me to do as well. Probably do some power carving on that. And lastly, one of the projects I'll be making is a desk for my son. He needs one. He's going back to school, and I've got some of this cherry sitting around, and so I'm going to use that, and so that should be a fun project to work on. So what I've really got to do is I got to think differently about how to work in the shop. I used to have a lot more time, and I could spend 2 or 3 days even working on one project, and then I could work on things around the house that needed to be done that I would neglect during that time. Having a full-time job year-round now, I need to think of that differently, so I need to come out and just maybe work for an hour or two in the evening, and then do some of the other projects as well. So that's going to be my plan. I'll probably end up doing more videos like this, where I'll just show you where I'm at in different stages of projects as I go along, and then of course once I complete a project, I'll put together a complete build video. So things will change a little bit, but that's okay. Change is the only constant. So anyway, thanks for your continued support. I appreciate it, and I'll see you soon. Thanks.